over and sit in Le Chat, where
Le
I
Chat.
am already looking up things in my usual map here. So I'm on 1, 2, 3. We'll do it in this order. It's a little difficult
Of
to
course,
find everything that I was looking
Le,
for.
Le Chat, of course, in French would actually be the cat.
The cat. The cat
You
is ready.
wouldn't pronounce the T
We're all set with the
correctly.
cat.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Right.
right. We've got all three, all of our strange,
Yes. Well, kinda.
kinda.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But
Did you keep the can?
I did. I gave it a rinse
Well
so we
done.
can
Well
show it
done,
on.
sir.
Oh yes, I remembered what we were mostly doing, kind of a little bit here and there.
All right
Anyway,
then. All right.
it
Cool.
is. Oh, it's a minute or two after 8. I am Ross. Joining me is also my co-host Ian, and together, drinking some of our favorites, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. I say favorites because it, it wasn't that recently. We always talk about a really good ESB. I get excited whenever I see something with a brown ale, and recently also when something says English pub ale, I'm titillated at the thought of that.
Yes. Oh, as all that. Yeah, my late are titties as well. And we've been doing so many. We've fallen head over heels in love with their hoppy beers recently. More hoppy beers. That
Mm.
it's kind of nice to sort of circle back, as we were, to something browner and maltier
Well,
and more traditional that we were on board with big time
the
up until
hot
fairly
summer
recently.
seems to be done. We seem to be done with the summer. So we had some
Yeah,
sours, we had some radlers, and the hazy, the juicy, the delicious, the big nice IPAs kind of seem to be the summer
mm,
thing. I I
yeah.
got that, and it was just nice to get into those. But I'm ready for I'm ready for a nice, comfortable, darkened, not fully jet black, but a little the beige. Shall we say the beige ones a little bit?
Beige.
Shall we have
If
a?
you have any beige beer there, I'm sorry, I might
Can you
steer clear
imagine?
of that. That might have gone
Better
off.
for you.
We probably have quite a few beers in our fridge there that have been in there a little too long, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those are turning a little beige.
Yes,
We'll probably
and
stumble across those
I
in
do
time.
usually plan those nights. I call those oopsie nights when you're not available, and I try to drink them when
Good
you're not
idea.
around. And then I recommend to you,
Mm.
yeah, don't drink that one. Don't. It's not
Don't have
it's not
that
good
one.
anymore. But we do.
No.
Yeah, sometimes we
Okay.
hang on a little too long. However, the
Little
ones that
too
we
long.
have not hung on to too long, still available, I believe, in the LC, is at least I believe is the Boxing Rock. No, it might not be available anymore. I had a hard time finding even a description for this one. The
Oh.
Boxing Rock Best English Pub Ale 4.3% does say also Best Bitter on the side there,
Mm.
brewed in Shelburne. So I don't know if it's an English pub ale, but it's also a bitter or a something. Other than just in huge letters Best Bitter written across the top, it says nothing. And I had a tough time looking for anything online, but I did find, and here's the best part, the Google search results give it to you from boxingrock.ca, but when you go through and click on the link at boxingrock.ca, it's no longer there. So I think it's no longer available. However,
Oh
the
no.
old description that's stayed the course of time says this traditional British style ale was brewed with authentic old world ingredients. Maris,
Mm.
otter, and crystal malts,
Hops.
and
Cool.
finished with distinctive Goldings hops.
Very traditional English hop varieties.
I,
Love the sound of those, don't you?
are they? I mean, I
You're
don't
familiar with those names?
know.
Ah, okay.
I feel like I've heard them before, so
Yeah,
it's not a complete
yeah.
stranger. But yeah, normally in the course of a night, we say, oh, let's try these ones. They're all listed as hazy IPAs. We'll try these three. But I feel like, and we've hung on for this one, waiting for another English pub ale to come across. I think there was one out at Lunds Mill, but I didn't get my hands on it. And then another one is the brown ale. It's we don't often get a brown ale coming out, and an ESB. It's not often we get those styles. So A,
Yeah.
I wanted to drink these, and B, waiting too long for an applicable comparison to come out. I think we'd be here forever.
They're all British traditional style darker ales. The best bitter and the brown ales. I mean, the brown ales have been around for 300-400 years. The best was available in most pubs. Like a pint of best bitter is. They're not normally particularly strong. They're
Hmm.
they're maltier. They're kind of they've got a they might have a sort of biscuity or a chocolatey thing going on. Definitely caramel and definitely maltier than IPAs and stuff. Well, this is the British ones, but American ones do tend to be a little more bitter, a little more hoppy, a bit, and they tend to be a little stronger as well than the North American cousins. So if they've gone straight for the British style, then they're going to be weaker on the weak side. The ESB is gonna take the best of the brown and the best and kind of up the ante a little bit. They're always a little more. They're a little more sweeter, a little more maltier, a little. There's a lot more going on. They're fuller bodied, the ESBs, and they're often quite delicious. I take it that the ESB is going to be your last brew this evening. I'm guessing.
Yeah, well,
Am I right?
it's a 5.6, so it is
Okay.
slightly the strongest, only by
Right.
0.1 and where that
Yeah,
matters.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm enjoying
Okay.
that you're going on about each of these different brews because honestly, you sound far more knowledgeable than I feel about this. All I know is what I like, and in the
Yeah.
description, because sometimes this happens to us where they say this one says this traditional British style was done this way. Great. So we are kind of expecting, and with a 4.3%, we are kind of expecting a British style, the authentic one. But what
Yeah.
sometimes we get is when the description says things like our take on the classic British style, and that's where you get one where they just shove a few too many hops into it, and it's not really balanced well, and it
Yeah.
just sort of, oh, what is this sour lager thing that I'm trying here? This isn't right.
Well, it's funny. We always call it bitter. This is I grew up on bitter. My mates were all lager drinkers. There was just one, and Darren, my old mate, and me, of the 6 or 7 that we used to go out when we were 16, 17 years old and drinking in pubs that early.
Hmm.
We were the only bitter drinkers, so we would go in there and have a pint of best. But bitter seems to be it's almost a misnomer because I don't think traditional English bitters are particularly bitter.
And yes,
IPAs, on the other hand,
oh,
are way more bitter, but they don't have bitter in the name. But so they are actually usually quite smooth
mm-hmm.
bitters. Then they're not they're not fizzy. They're not carbonated particularly strongly, and they are very smooth, easy to drink, and usually quite low in ABV. Sort of around about the 3.5 to 4%. Anything stronger than that is probably North American.
It's bothering me a little that I was going on the English pub ale, and apparently I had never turned it around to show the best bitter as well. So I'm kind of,
Oh, right.
is this
Okay.
fighting with itself, or like you mentioned, unlike an ESB, which does go into the it's got to have a bite, a bitter bite, kind of
Yeah.
a just kind of a strange taste. But
I wouldn't
I
go
think
that
an
far, but go
English
on.
pub ale should be really smooth, should be easy to drink. And then it says
Yeah.
best bitter. Give me the bitter. And is it just bitter because it's not a lager? Just because it's kind of it's got this delightful brown hue to it? I mean, this could be a rather thick red ale as well, but I love the head sticking around on this one. Have you poured yours?
I have
This
not poured it. I was watching you. I was loving the color of it. Look at the
This
color of it without
beer
even.
has behaved itself getting poured. It did not take me that long. The
Okay.
head is sticking around. There was a little much, and I had to pour the last little bit. Got the whole can into my Boxing Rock Brewing Company glass. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm just.
I,
Mm.
I'm going to say straight off the bat, I've made an error,
Oh,
Ross.
no.
Well, no, no. I mean, I'm still going to drink it. Don't get me wrong, but um, I've made the almost heinous crime of serving all these beers too bloody cold.
Uh-oh.
I forgot to take them out of the fridge until about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, they're
So
icy.
they're all probably, I know, so they're all probably around about 5 or 6 degrees, which is probably 5 or 6 degrees too cold. And as a result, I'm going to probably annihilate some of the complex flavors that I'm hoping to get, especially from the ESB. But you know that lovely caramel or biscuity thing that I'm hoping to get from
I'm
the best
also
bitter
I'm
is
hoping to
probably
get
gone,
that, but
right?
it's not saying it. All it's saying is traditional and using old
Yeah.
world ingredients. So the three malts that it's using and a distinctive hop. So it's not exactly being descriptive. It's being descriptive about the ingredients, but it's not being super descriptive about what to expect in
Okay.
here.
I do love the look. When talking of temperature again, did you take yours out a little earlier?
Yes.
I've got a tiny little head on it. I think yours looks a little creamier than mine. It's too cold. Right off the bat, mine is too cold.
Oh no.
Rebecca will probably appreciate that because she likes her beers on the cooler side, and she might just have a couple of get off on me. I was so enjoying the fact that the fruit flies have decided to bugger off,
Are they back?
and then as soon as I crack this,
Oh no.
here they come.
We
Yeah.
had a
Oh, whatever.
house fly week and a half back there, and the problem with the fruit flies is kind of there. They all are. My house fly problem has always been there's one, and it
Mm,
annoys the piss out of you, and you miss and you miss and
does
you
this
miss and you miss,
thing?
and 4.5
Yeah.
hours later you finally he lands in the perfect spot, whack, dead. I finally got rid of it. I finally killed it, and you get rid of it, and 7 minutes later. There's one. There's always one.
There was one.
it's like they're waiting in a line. There's a lineup of flies all
Yeah.
reading the paper outside, going, "My turn yet? No, not yet. Okay, I'm gonna keep going on here." One. There's never two or three or five.
Ah,
There's one. They're the most
just
infuriating
to
thing.
annoy the crap out of you. Yes.
Shelby
Uh,
Barrel Factory. That's neat.
what's your what's your smell? What are you
I
smelling, Meld?
not not a whole
Not
lot, and
much.
I tried to go back to the
No.
can a little as well, and
Yeah.
if I use my imagination, there's like some kind of a smell in there, but no, it's very nondescript on the
No,
smell.
there's not a great deal of it.
Eh,
Oh well, Rebecca's nodding. Her eyebrows have raised skyward, which is often a good. It means she's getting something off it. Did you? Yeah. Well, I'm getting more off the can actually.
no. Anywho,
Caramel. Caramel is
ooh,
what I'm hoping to smell.
okay. Well, I don't care if I
A
smelled
little bit,
caramel. I want to
not
taste
much.
caramel, regardless.
Want to taste it? Yes.
Cheers. All set?
Cheers,
How do they? What do they
Dante.
say in jolly old England? I think it's cheers. Is it not? Is it
Yes. Cheers.
cheers?
Always.
All right.
Cheers, mate. Mm. Mm. Oh my goodness. Chocolate. Did you get that?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yep.
Certainly from the. Yep. That was the overriding. It's not particularly malty.
Well,
Again, I think it's too cold. It is malty, but I'm not saying it's not like big and earthy and malty. Yeah, you got that chocolatey.
yeah, chocolatey
was
and maybe
the
even like a slightly smoky, the sort of a burn. Like if you
smoky?
just ever so slightly at the back, but I think that's all of the malts in there.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
the
It's
roasted
it's
grain.
definitely as you would. I mean, the color is that lovely
It's not a cookie. It's not
whatever.
a biscuit. It's not bready. It's not overly anything. But it's just. I mean,
No,
it's a pub.
it's definitely maltier.
It's pub
Then,
juice. You go in and there's what do you have? I'll have the pub juice. Whatever you're serving. Boom. This is it. This is what's on. And I would love to go into any Canadian establishment and this is just you want beer? Boom. That.
Yeah.
This is should be what beer flavored beer is.
What strength is this? 4.3. Yeah, it's lovely. Now, what I would say about this is, even though I'm serving it too cold, bloody hell, Ross, you were thirsty.
I was,
and
it's just so
this
easy to drink.
this is what I was about to say. You just put the nail on the head.
Mhm.
It's a sessionable best bitter
Oh heck yes.
because you're just throwing it down you. It's not carbonated strongly, therefore, of course, it's not going to keep you belping birching. The other things.
No, it's low
and
carbonated, but
also,
the head still remains there. So there's a creaminess, and the creaminess I think is what causes. There's a good body to it. It's
yeah, and you want a sort of that film of head, that
your
froth
legs,
going
yep.
down your glass. Yeah, it's not doing a great deal, but it's too cold. But also, a 4.3, it is sessionable, so you can go out. And this would be regular fare for me when I was growing up.
Yep.
Mate, in my late teens and early 20s, is to go out and have half a dozen of these in the evening. Maybe not even 4.3 is actually slightly stronger than I would typically be drinking. If a pint of best, it will probably be 3.7, 3.8, maybe 4%. 4.3 was it's got a bit of a kick to it, but that's North American beers for you, mate.
Mm.
This is bloody lovely.
It reminds me a bit
Mm.
of my pale ale one, the Cape Split pale ale that I like at
Nice.
Bay of Fundy, and it's a 5.0, so it's a little bit stronger, but
Right.
I can get through those pretty
Okay.
quickly.
It's good. Chocolate is the to me is the what's the word? That's high.
Overriding
That's the
flavor?
profile. Yeah, it is. But there's a tiny nuttiness as well,
Mm.
which I would be expecting to get from the brown ale actually, rather than the English pub ale or the best bitter. But they're all in there.
I'll tell you
They're
what.
all traditional and
I don't quite know how to describe this. It tastes like a weak bit, like extra special bitter. I'm getting that same kind of that the ESB flavor is in there, but it's subdued and it's not
dialed
watery.
down.
It is a full-bodied flavor of not quite as strong. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it's the
Can I throw that on its head?
Yeah.
Can I throw that on its head? The ESB is doing exactly what you're saying in reverse. It dials up the best bitter. Therefore, it adds more malt to it, and sometimes they add a little spices, things that you might not get in the typical pint of best bitter. Therefore, it's always going to be a little stronger, maybe a little hoppier. The ESB. So this would be more like a base, and then the ESBs would be. So it's funny you were saying it's like a watered down ESB. It's the other way around. In fact, to me, the ESBs dial it up.
Is it dialed up? That's true.
Yeah. This is really, really nice and sessionable and chocolatey. Just not crazy sweet. Don't get me wrong. It's malty, but not overly done so. And just with a really nice chocolatey flavor. It's balanced. It's easy to drink, and this is a really good session ale. And you're saying they're not making it anymore. Hey, we do that a lot, don't we?
It is available in the NSLC. There is one can available in one store.
Is that right?
So
Okay.
the online inventory tells me, but as we have found out previously, that is not accurate. So this is telling me that there is one can available in Lunenburg as we speak.
I wonder if Boxing Rock, do they? I assume they have their own little shop available at the brewery. Do they not?
Yes. This is where I'm at.
Melbourne.
But
right.
I believe
they
also expand. They have some sort of tap room in Halifax, or do they?
Right. Do
not
they
anymore?
Seeing as we are now officially, are we not, in autumn, in fall? This is. And now that, like you said, the old summer fare and lighter beers and IPAs as well. IPAs, that's big. The big Hectangy affairs, they're kind of now, we're throwing those by the wayside. These pub ales, darker beers, stouts, porters, traditional brown ales and bitters should now be more readily available. I wonder if Boxing Rock time it right and say we're making it now for the fall.
I feel like this would be a great release for the fall, so I'm not quite certain what's going on. Their website certainly does say not right now. Sorry. So of the Boxing Rock products, you've got your Hunky Dory, your IPA, your Patricious Irish Stout is back, the Temptation Red, Puck Off Blonde, Vickers Cross, and the Three Sheets Cream. And then the Fusion Cold IPA, which we do have for another night. That is the only one that's kind of a featured product, so it's maybe a little bit different.
Okay.
The tap room is on Windsor Street in Halifax, so there is that. I'm trying to figure out if you can see what's on tap currently, but it doesn't give me much.
Funny, isn't it? You look at the color of it and you think, that's autumn. Autumn in a glass. Is that? Well, I'm thinking that. You're not commenting. You just ignore him.
It is very fall. No, I fully agree. It's very fall, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but before, early October we'll get into, because there are a couple of pumpkinish ales that are out there, and we have the.
Yeah.
I've got a few people that are curious about coming in and joining us for the pumpkin ale, so maybe the extra the sort of the special nights. But this,
I got
I
a
hope they
feeling
bring this
they're going to
back
be very
and
similar.
make more of this.
Yeah. I was looking as well. Obviously, pumpkin ales, which is where we start looking. Come on, where are you? I've only seen two so far, and they are previous, the ones we've previously done and previously done a couple of times. So it doesn't look like it
They,
doesn't look to me that like the craft breweries are totally embracing pumpkin spiced ales or sort of. Right, I know that the darker beers are more seasonal, but I mean specifically I mean, pumpkin spice is available in everything else. Everything else.
mm,
And if you go to Tim Hortons, you can get all the coffee and your muffins, and they seem to have pumpkin spice pastries and things. They're available everywhere. Soaps, shampoos, I don't know, whatever. But there don't seem to be many available when it comes to beers. Certainly in Nova Scotia, and I'm a little bit disappointed by that.
the big ones, the big breweries do their pumpkin ones, and they put those, Propeller sometimes. Well, they've got their ghost IPA or something. Apparently that's the
Yep.
Halloween this year. I'm not sure if they're
Oh, is
doing a
it?
pumpkin one also. I'll have to check and see on that.
Oh,
But the
I didn't know that.
Breton, is it Breton spiced up? It's already there. So a few of them are there, and I
Okay.
think it might come down to travel. We might need to do a little bit of travel and figure out if everyone's got it, because it's probably a more small batch, not
Mm,
definitely not in the LCs, because I think holiday stuff it doesn't last long at the LCs anyway. So
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
have to
I
get
mean,
in and
I
see
suppose you could.
what's there.
You're right. They are specific. I mean, Halloween is a month. Let's be honest. It's October.
Mm.
Therefore, they've got to. I guess they've got to brew a certain amount and know that it's gonna sell, and therefore they kind of start selling them cheaper maybe in November or whatever. So I guess they can't go crazy and brew shit tons of the stuff. None of the craft breweries can. Same goes with Christmas, the month long, whatever. Whereas, of course, they say, nah, however, during the summer months, April all the way through to September, we can sell a ton of IPAs and summery beers. So I guess I understand. It's economics as well as experimental,
Mm.
and I understand if they can't say, hey, we're going to go and brew this wonderful pumpkin ale and sell a ton of that, because they might not be able to. It's economics, I guess. But so the ones we do get, then the ones that do turn up or we do find on our travels, we snaffle them up, and maybe it means we might be duplicating year on year. But they also, as we really found out quite starkly, the Gravedigger by the poor dear departed Brewing, Upstreet Brewing, their ingredients must have changed over the 2 years that I was trying that, because it was quite different
Yeah,
last year than it was the year before.
and
Quite different.
I think it does differ. So we're allowed
Mm-hmm.
to do things like
Yeah,
this. Oh, the
to keep doing them again.
the Black Bear is back from from Propeller.
Lazy
North Brewing
Propeller is back. Oh yes.
Northtoberfest. That's interesting. But yeah, Garrison
Okay.
Pumpkin and Breton Spiced Up Pumpkin are the only two pumpkin ales currently at the LC, and they're in the new section as you do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Oh.
maybe Northtoberfest is one they'll have to see. It's so new, there's not even a picture available. Speaking,
Oh,
so
are you going to
boxing,
mark that?
yep, Boxing Rock best English pub ale, as far as English pub ales go, that's 9 out of 10 category for me. 9 out of 10
It's
country.
tremendous, and it's actually getting better because it is warming up,
It is.
and there's less of it in the glass, so it means less volume, of course. Means that it can heat up that much quicker, just like the lakes do in April, and the really the really shallow ones. I'm I'm in love with it because it's what I kind of grew up on. Although it's colder and and slightly stronger than than I would have had when I was younger. But it's everything is in there. It's a really good English pub ale. 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, not often you go higher than me. All right.
No,
The
I love it.
my friends up at Sea Level up at Millstone Harvest Brew House. They've got Sea Level Brewing, and they've got the Crossing Muddy Waters Brown Ale. Now, I've
A lot, isn't it?
I go into Sea Level to Millstone a lot because I think I've mentioned it's one of the stops on my wine bus tour. I guide the double decker bus, so we
Mhm.
stop in there when I'm working on a Saturday, and I go in, and oftentimes we've got a spare half hour, and I go in and I say, "I'll have a pint, please. What's on?" And I'll either get the Blue Heron ESB or Port and Storm was available into the spring for a little while. They had some extras in May as we were running the bus. But as the summer hit, it got more and more difficult to get an interesting dark. And so I wandered over to, I think they had a hazy, fundy, but oftentimes I end up getting the brown ale. Now, I've never seen
Hmm.
on the tap it say the Crossing Muddy Waters Brown Ale. Never seen that. So
Uh-huh.
I just got, it just says brown ale on the tap, and I'm like, give me that. I'll take the brown ale, please. So it's possible I've had this a few times, and it's possible I've never had this particular. I don't think they're making
Yeah.
multiple brown ales or anything,
Brown ales.
but
Yeah. Sounds a
also
different one.
because you're getting it at the brewery itself, they're serving it on tap, and it's icy cold, and I'm sitting there trying to drink
Uh,
an icy cold brown ale, thinking, I wish I could taste this.
but Ross, I've noted on the side of the can,
What have we got?
it even says keep refrigerated, unfiltered, unpasteurized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sorry. That's it's basically directing you to drink it at
Ice
four
cold.
degrees, which is ruining it.
I we think so, but we're weird and we are fully in the minority because our
No, I'm sorry. That's not a we think so. This is a brown ale.
I
It
mm,
it doesn't say it's a British style brown ale, but brown ales. I'm sorry. Anyone that knows anything about look, I don't. I'm not a master brewer,
it's,
but there are plenty of master brewers, I'm sure, that would look at you and say, I don't care that you prefer this beer cold. They shouldn't be putting on the side of the can, keep refrigerated. Maybe keep refrigerated until about 2 hours before you're going to drink it, because this is a brown ale.
it
This is not a cerveza from Mexico that, or
I
you're not in Florida here drinking a ice cold lager. It shouldn't be served at 4 degrees. It's got to be served at about 10 or 12 degrees. Otherwise, all the flavor's gone.
I I would say that
They would know that.
there's no space on the label to get all of those instructions in there about what to do with the refrigerators. But we're over here at Sea Level, and look at the reverse, the opposite side of the can. They've only got a really really thin label on the front here, but it's a beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a map of I want to say the
beautiful.
local area, or is it just kind of this basic? It's this Black Lake. Oh, this treasure. Small Bay. Yeah, this is just a generic map type thing. Okay, so what does it say on Mr. Can down here? It says, as Nova Scotians, we are all familiar with the muddy waters of our tidal rivers and the Minas Basin. This beer is a reflection of that, with a much better taste. Structured with a strong malty backbone, decadent notes of chocolate and caramel,
Mm,
smooth and easy to drink. So, this
mm.
makes me think of what was going on Wayfarers their stout was the Muddy Bog Stout, where it's all kind of the
Oh
muddy
yeah.
waters, and a lot of these fundy breweries seem to really be doubling down on I mean,
Hmm.
we've got this beautiful chocolate river going by, which tastes like crap. Do not drink the water in the chocolate river, PT dub, but drink the Muddy Waters brown ale. Heck yes. And I love how they do specify this is a much better taste than if you were to actually drink the water. So I have been pretty pleased with the times that I ordered the brown ale at
Mm,
at up at Millstone Harvest Brewhouse, which is the
okay.
home of Sea Level Brewing now, and I have to tell the story 1,000 times. Good news.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The other part of me going in there, and I'm always in there, every other Saturday or whatnot, is and oh, poor Nicole, the manager. Nicole's the manager of the brew house itself. Her husband Joe's the brewmaster, and she works. I don't know why she works on Saturdays, but she works on Saturdays, and I go in and I'm there going, you gonna come on our podcast? You gonna go? And I try not to corner her. And in fact, one of the times that I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago, I said, listen, never think that I'm going to be offended if you tell me 6, 12, a dozen times in a row, I totally forgot to get back. I totally forgot to mention that to you, or just I don't want to talk about this right now. Tell me anything. I will not take it personally. So, oh, the head went away. Look at that. The head went away immediately. It's like I poured a flat pop. But
The can is you can't see it there, but it did that overflowing thing that
it
it did in
did.
the
Oh,
can.
it's packed. It was packed
Yeah,
full.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's right
deliciousness.
in there.
But
Yeah,
my last conversation with Nicole was that they're looking that they might have a bit more free time and they can finally. I've been asking them for like, I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years, asking brewers to
yeah.
come on, and I've been asking for 3 years on an almost monthly basis, especially through the summer when I see her. So hopefully we're gonna get Nicole and Joe next month after we've
Did
effectively drank all of their beers.
did you get this fairly recent?
Yes.
Good. Okay. It's smelling nutty.
Oh, it is.
There's no head.
No, the head went away. That's kind of a shame, but it does
It did.
smell delightful. There's a sweetness, there's a nuttiness. I'm digging all
Yeah.
of that. So
Yes.
a strong malty backbone, decadent notes of chocolate and caramel, smooth and easy to drink. 5.5% brown ale.
Right.
Smooth and easy to drink. We shall see. What say?
Uh, yes. Cheers.
Cheers. Yep.
Chocolatey. Yes.
Oh.
But yes, it's the nuttiness.
Mmm.
Caramel. It's sweet. Um, very, very smooth. Nicely balanced. I'd like there to be a little bit of creaminess to it.
I'm
It's smooth to drink, but I'd like there to be something going on.
a little
I
bit
don't know
more
what you
body
said.
to it.
Uh, I think it's got body.
Hmm.
It, yeah, I don't know. I'm always a little bit not suspicious. That's not right at all because I know that those. I was about to say a head. I want to see head on a beer, and I'm a bit suspicious if it doesn't have it. But there again, some of those what do you call it? Russian Imperial stouts. They're beautiful, and they have nothing. They just pour like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, I was going to say something, Ross, before I started. I sidetracked myself. No, it's really tasty. It's sweet caramel. This is yes, it is
Yes,
dark.
that's quite nice. I'm getting sort of at the very tail end of the mouthful. So you take a swallow and you drink it, and you're
Oh
getting
no,
all the chocolate notes and everything. There's a strange boozy aftertaste.
you're getting a booziness to it. Interesting.
Just a little tiny boozy aftertaste. There's at
More
the
chocolate.
very tail end of an imperial
More nut.
or a wee heavy or just a really sharp
That's yeah.
alcohol kind of
I
just
understand
a
what you're.
heat
Yeah,
at the back. But
mm.
yeah,
And that's never a bad thing.
I wish
Never a
for
bad thing.
a little bit more creaminess, but I don't know. Is
Mm.
that the personality, or is that what we're
Oh,
expecting here?
I know what I was
Stronger.
about to say. I know what I was about to say, actually. I deviate from. I was about to ask you when you are drinking it, if it is the brown ale that they're serving on tap up there when you do your thing. Are they drawing ahead on it there?
Um, the ones that I've had a little bit, but no, it's not like out of control head on it up there
No.
either. And it's almost all it's much colder than this. It's icy cold. So
Yeah.
honestly, I feel
Um,
like I'm getting all of the flavors that I'm often expecting when I'm up there. And
yeah.
so I'm really enjoying that I get to taste this what I'm missing. Like, I must have told you the story 1,000 times of when Maritime Cider Express first opened around in Kentville. I think this was within its first 8 or 9 months or something. And I went there. I was meeting friends. Someone was playing music or something, and I went up and I said, "Ooh!" And I just saw at the tail end they happened to have a stout that was on, and I went, "Oh, I'll try that. Yeah, give me this or some delicious porter." I can't even remember what it was because it just the concept of it infuriated me so much. And they poured it, put it in the glass. Boom! There you go. And I held it, and it was ice cold. It was the
Ice cold. Yeah.
coldest thing. And I
Yeah.
smelled it, and I couldn't smell anything. And I took a little sip, and I thought, this is ice water. This is just it's there's nothing to it. So I
Mm,
walked around just socializing, saying hi to friends, and I got so desperate that I would sit and I would hold it between my thighs in the hope that that would
right.
heat it up faster so I could taste and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
appreciate the tastes of what was going on.
Yeah. I was going to say there when I made that schoolboy error about keeping these in too long, I might just, as soon as I've poured them into the glass, pop them in the microwave for 20 seconds just to bring them up. I don't know if
I don't
anyone's warmed their beer up in a
That's
microwave before, but
gotta be
I
messing
was
with the
wondering.
chemistry. And I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
actually know how microwaves work, but I know
What do
that's
I?
gotta be messing with the chemistry. Because
Yeah,
whenever you think to yourself, I'm gonna heat this up in the microwave, and then it comes out
in
and
the microwave.
half of it is crispy
Uh,
and the other half is liquefied,
yeah.
and you think, how'd that even work?
Well, I'm sure it's going to work. I'm sure it might be clicking a little bit on the old Geiger counter, but it would still be fine. I'm
It
sure, just a little bit
Those
warmer.
matzo sticks are the tasty kind of radiation. That's fine.
Mm,
As long as the radiation has flavor, you're not turning into a
you,
supervillain and you're not dying.
no,
That's my doctor's note
isn't
on that
that
one.
isn't that how Spider-Man got his special whatever that he could do by being
Microwaving matzo
radioactive?
sticks. That's precisely
Not
how
microwaving
Spider-Man was
monster sticks or
created.
beer. I'm pretty sure that's how he
Oh,
got
he
his
put a glass of beer in
uh,
it. This,
by drinking
this is
microwave beer.
yeah.
Spider-Man then because
This
this is.
this is our new brew called Eight-Legged Freaks.
Do you like this as much as the last one?
I, do you know what? In a different way, yes,
Mm,
because
mm.
this said brown ale,
Uh-huh.
not sessionable pub. The other one, that's a 4.3 sessionable, drinkable. You can just pound down
Yeah.
two, three of those and still be fine. This has got a bit more. It is a little bit more boozy, and I'm feeling it,
Mm.
which is weird because it's a 5.5, and I wouldn't. Should I feel a 5.5?
Can I though? Can I throw this back in your face,
Hmm?
Ross Chapman? The days. I mean, you would always say, you would give something a mark for the style of beer
Oh yeah.
that it's purporting to be. Well, I'm by the way, I'm not leading you anywhere here with what I'm saying. What I am saying is the English pub best bitter uh, was ticking every single box for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a sessionable best. You walk into a pub if you're wanting to replicate a traditional English pub bitter, a best bitter that replicated it. Even though I froze it to within an inch of its life, it still came back and said, "Bloody tasty, me, and and smooth and quaffable and sessionable. This is actually every bit what you would have come to expect from an English best bitter." Um, Whereas the brown ale here is, like you say, a little bit boozy, and a brown ale. This is quite strong for a brown ale. So
Yeah, but bear in mind, my favorite brown ale is the Imperial Brown Ale from Roofhound when Les starts making that one again. That is my favorite brown ale of all time. But I also do like,
okay,
and now you're going to make me look it up. What is the
uh,
percentage on my other favorite brown ale, the Sons of Hector, at the
oh, that's
NSLC?
wonderful. Also going to backtrack myself and I'm now going to punch myself in the face and say that brown. This does not say it's a traditional style British brown ale or English brown ale.
No.
And as I've come to expect, the North American versions of traditional British ales
Yeah,
are
our
all ramped
take.
up a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Our
Therefore,
take.
therefore IPAs are hot bombs. The when they want to they just do things to the nth degree. They ramp up the sweetness and the maltiness
Can you imagine?
in all the in all the caramel and chocolatey things, and the alcohol absolutely as a result goes up, and so therefore they have not Sea Level have not said this is our take on a British style brown ale, whereas Boxing Rock quite obviously did with theirs. So, but they nailed it, and I guess Sea Level has said this is our brown ale, and actually it's bloody good, isn't it?
It is.
I'm
It's
really
very
enjoying
good.
this.
The thing about it
Yeah.
is, it's still not the best brown ale I've had. There's
Okay.
something going on in the mix where, and I can't even describe it. It's got a good body to it, but honestly, I'm going all the way back to you saying, where's the creaminess that would give you that
Yeah.
good head, that good foam at the top? And I'm like, yeah, because I feel like there's a. Is there a?
It might
They're
just
going
be
to kill
because
me for this. They're going to kill me for this description. It tastes slightly oily, and
oh, interesting.
I
But
have
you
no
can
idea
get
how to describe that.
no, but you can get when you said that it tastes a bit boozy. Well, boozier ones tend to have a little oiliness to them as
Mm,
well, and you can see it.
but it's
The film come down the glass afterwards. If they're really strong, 10, 12, as we know with the Imperials,
well, yeah, we've had all the
they
Imperials, but
tend
it's
absolutely,
it's
and
a
they tend to have that
5.5,
oiliness.
so
Yeah,
it shouldn't be. But it's drinking like a. If you told me this was a
but
9%, I'd be like, okay, there we go. What's
but
the
you
Imperial
mentioned
Brown is 7, I guess.
the wee Scot, the wee
The wee
heavies and the Scotch
heavy, yeah.
ales. Absolutely, they have the booziness to them as well. And you said this is kind of reminiscent, did you not, of some of those? And
Yeah.
and they do tend to have that boozy, slightly oily texture to them as well.
Mm.
And I don't mind that at all. In fact, it's a characteristic of them, and I welcome them. And
It
clearly, by your face, you
it
don't.
if it's meant to be boozy, it's not my favorite part of a boozy beer. I like the flavors around it. The oiliness is something that I
Mm,
just kind of expected a boozy beer like that because
yeah.
you get all the high
Okay.
alcohol content.
Yeah.
So but when you're down here at the 5.5, I'm not expecting the oiliness. So I did check the
Okay.
Breton Brewing Sons of Hector, one of my favorite brown ales. It's a 5.0. So this is bumped up to a 5.5, and that's fine.
And I'm
But
feeling it. Yeah. Yeah.
so the Boxing Rock, this as an English pub ale, judging as an English pub ale, it's a 9 out of 10. This as a brown ale, I I am enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying the English pub ale, but
Mhm.
I'm telling it this is an 8.2 out of 10 brown ale. I think.
A brown ale, not
Yes.
you right. You're
Brune
enjoying the
ale.
beer, but Brune, the brew. Well,
The-
the I love the way. Are you putting on a Newcastle accent there, or
No,
trying to? Because
I don't even know what a brunile is, but I was,
a brew, a brew. Oh well, I'm sorry. That was a Scottish or maybe a Borders accent you were putting on there. The classic UK brown ale, and everybody knows it. It's probably the most mass-produced brown ale, and probably the most the best-selling brown ale in the UK is a Newcastle brown ale.
you talk
It's
about the Nuki Brune, yeah.
the Nuki Brune, absolutely, but that's not strong. Again, it's if you look it up, I don't know, you've got a
Newcastle?
computer there or something.
I do not.
Newcastle brown ale. I'm thinking it's probably maybe 4%, maybe
Okay.
about Guinness strength.
Um,
I don't know exactly.
I don't
Uh,
know what's happened, but me looking up Newcastle Brown on the
yeah.
NSLC website. I wish I could show you a picture of this. The NSLC website has an entry for a recipe for basic biscotti.
Did your computer just have a stroke?
No. Even though I'm looking at 2 pieces of bread, it does say way down in the
Ah,
description, this Italian-inspired dessert pairs nicely with a nutty style of ale, such as a
ah,
Newcastle Brown.
that's why. And
And I'm
it
like,
is
well,
nutty. A lot of brown ales do have a lovely nutty backbone to them. And I got a slight nuttiness from this, but not. But again, the chocolate was quite at the forefront to me. It's really, really, really lovely. I'm really enjoying it actually. But I don't I'm not giving it as high marks as as our boxing rock
No, neither am I,
entry.
because within its category, in its
Yeah,
lane,
the brown ale.
it's not
Yeah,
the best one I've had. I don't.
but I'm still giving it. It's still a 9 out of 10 for me. I really, really like it, and I'm putting
Apparently,
it aside.
apparently, Newcastle Brown Ale isn't available in the NSLC anymore.
I didn't know it ever was. I've never seen
I'm
Newcastle Brown Ale in the
positive I
NSLC.
found it.
Okay, I'm
That's
pretty sure I would have had some by now.
that's
And
annoying.
talking of which, um, things that are available in the NSLC from the UK,
Yes,
the
4.7.
is it 4.7? Is it
Four
okay?
seven.
So
Yeah,
it's right. So which actually, Ross, for a British mass-produced ale, a brown ale, is actually
that's
a
kind of.
little strong.
It's a little strong.
It is.
Because
It
isn't
is. And
Guinness
this
is a 4.3 as well, isn't it?
is it 4.3? I thought it was like 4 or 4.2. 4.3. Okay. Um, I think there are a couple of iterations of Guinness. There's that widgeted Guinness that is now a mass seller, the old cream draft flow that came out maybe 20, 25 years ago. That's probably the biggest hitter now. But you can still get Guinness just in its original form in bottles without the cream flow system. And I
Oh.
do believe they're slightly different ABVs. I
Four
think.
two. It's telling me here.
Or two. There we go. That sounds about right. Funny
I
enough, I was just talking there about ESBs
oh,
and about sort of. I'm not hurrying you along there.
oh,
It's just that you just reminded me because if I don't say
tough.
this now, I know what happens. I'll never say it. Um, the speckled hen, the old speckled hen that
Yep.
is always available in the liquor store, I believe.
But what type of beer is
Um,
that?
well, that's it. It's an English. It's an extra special bitter. It's still got that slight spiciness to it that
Mm.
that the original that the lower percentage best bitters don't have. They're a little stronger, um, and they just have a slightly maltier backbone, a slightly more malty. Even though they're still got in fact, they might be a little hoppier, a little more bitter than the traditional bitters are. Weirdly, but uh, um, it's not saying it's an ESB, but I'm putting them on a par or like for like with the ESB in the ESB category, and of course our absolute favourite Propellers ESB. I'm
Mm.
kind of always saying the old speckled hen. I'm always thinking if I'm going to compare it to anything here in Nova Scotia, it's that ESB by Propeller, and I'm always kind of saying if anyone's going to have an ESB, if anyone's going to do an ESB here, and they do it better than Propeller, they're doing something really good.
I wonder
So
if we
I'm
should have
looking
another
forward to
ES.
having this Nine Locks. Yeah,
We've
yeah,
had
we
a
should.
few ESBs. We have had a couple.
Yeah, we have. We have.
Lazy Bear had one.
That
Smokehouse
was
had
good.
one. Stillwell had one. There's the Propeller one, and and apparently the Nine Lock. Have we never?
You said that there was one ESB. I think it may have been the Lazy Bear or the Stillwell, which when we were doing it a couple of years ago, I was making the comment at the time that if anyone betters Propellers ESB, it's a very, very fine beer indeed.
Well,
And I remember thinking at the time, this is as good as the ESB by what's that?
this is telling
What are
me
you
that
showing me
we've
there?
never had the Sea Level Blue Heron ESB.
We have, haven't we?
No. I,
Oh,
according to the records, according to the facts that we have over here, to the never.
right.
So I feel like that's got to be the showdown. Is going to be the Propeller ESB, and see if the Blue Heron can.
So are you saying we have to do an ESB only evening? Because if you're saying we have to do that, I'm so on board with that. I would
Yeah.
love that.
I.
Yeah.
It appears to be necessary. Can I? Okay, so I've got
Oh,
a couple. I got some stupid things to point out. I don't even remember
okay.
why I said Brunile, and it's because when we talk about the brune or the brown, was it the brown ale? I hear it as a
Mm.
Brunile, and like a brown island. I hear it in a Scottish accent, so I thought I'd look up Brunei, but apparently I spelled it in the weirdest way possible. I
Uh,
spelled it in faux Canadian French, so that the AI response, the Google AI response,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
spelled
yeah.
it so badly, the response came back in French, testing 100% of my high school French awareness, and it comes back as le mot brunel ne semble pas être un mot standard français. The word brunel does not resemble any standard French word. Et pourrait être faute de frappe pour Brunei. And it could be a mess up of me of trying to spell the Brunei, which is a micro-État en Asie
Country.
du Sud-Est, a Southeast Asian country.
Yeah, yeah,
Ou,
yeah, yeah.
ou
Brunei.
Brunei, une technique artistique et monochrome brun, which comes down, if you go down a little bit lower, you got Brunel.
Right.
Brunel, not
Yeah.
comparable, art consisting of shades of brown, painted or executed with shades of brown monochrome. I'm fine with a brown ale, switching over to a Scottish accent to Brunel, and then Brunel in mild French, meaning painting with a bunch of frickin' browns.
If you try saying Isambard Kingdom Brunei, see what comes up.
Ism, what?
Isambard Kingdom Brunei. See what? But I thought you did it with your. I thought you were using your you were using your voice to do to do your search with.
Thankfully,
So,
no. But I did find
oh
Isambard Kingdom Brunel is an English civil
yes,
engineer.
he is.
Brunei built
My dad's
dockyards, the Great
favorite.
Western Railway, GWR, a series of
Hmm.
steamships, including the first purpose-built transatlantic steamship. His first name was Isambard.
Absolutely.
This
Do you
reminds
remember?
this reminds me of
He
my ghost
built.
walk when I was Amaza, and his name was
Ah,
Amaza, and his son and his
yeah,
grandsons, and all his grandsons were named Amaza. There's some weird
yeah. They
first
were all
names
called
out there.
Mr. Bigelow. He basically built industrial Britain in the 17 and 1800s. Bless him. And he's a British icon. Back in the 2012 Olympic Games opening ceremony, a certain a certain actor, Kenneth Branagh, who you may know,
I know him well.
played him. All right,
He just
he
showed up dressed
played
as
him.
Isambard
He did.
Kingdom.
Absolutely, he did. He did with a top hat and tails and everything. He looked like what's his name, Lincoln, without the beard, and basically said, "I'm going to build this Olympic arena now." It was brilliant, and
He's a bit of
he
a Winston Churchill
oh,
Lincoln. He is Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill,
right
all rolled up in one. Not just
mishmash.
because he's British, but
Yeah,
he's really rocking that cigar in all the pictures that I found here.
cool. Yeah, he's an icon in the UK.
There's
Uh,
people trying to
I've taken
name
the
their
lid
kids
off.
Kaylee with 6 G's in it to be different when you could just say, oh, you know what? Isambard. I could just name them Isam. Look, it's a perfectly, hey, we'll name him after the father of the Industrial Revolution of Britain. That's fine.
I wonder who then, but who in the last 200 years has named their kid? Is there any Isambards in
You are
anywhere in the world?
baby name popularity. I will find
It can't be. It can't be higher than Josh right now. I wouldn't have thought. Certainly not in North America.
give me the popular boy names. Let me look one up. No, right now it's Kai, Rowan. No, Kai. Liam has been high for a while, and Noah.
Oh
Kai,
yeah,
Liam, Rowan, and Noah. I know of
Noah.
these ones. James is back up there. Luke,
Mm.
Atticus,
Oh, Atticus. That's a very cool name.
Theodore. We almost named our son Theodore. Harper's been in there for
You
a
did,
while.
huh?
Okay,
Oh,
Isambard. Let's go. Isambard
Isambard.
could not be found.
No, no shit. No one's naming their kid
None,
Isambard in
none, zero.
2025.
There's absolutely none. This one of my favorites. My good friend growing up, his first name is Barrett, as in Barrett's Privateers.
B-A or B-E?
B-A,
B-A. Okay,
Barrett. And
interesting.
so his dad was one of many siblings, but the thing was he was the eldest of many siblings, but he was the last to have a family to get married and have kids. So the thing was all of his younger siblings had already had kids, and they're all like, "Oh, we named him after the grandfather. We named him after the grandmother." So everyone's family name had been taken, but since my friend's dad was the oldest, they were all like, "Oh, you're finally expecting. Well, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?" But so they said, "Well, you got to name it this because you're the oldest, and it has to be this." And he says, "But that's already." So and he messed with them so much, and he told me this story himself. I love this story, and he said, yeah, my all my cousins and my uncles, my aunts, my parents, they're all asking me, what are you gonna name your kids? And he says, oh yeah, we're thinking we're going with Ichabod Snodgrass for a first and middle.
Oh, why not?
Ichabod Snodgrass, Chesterton or whatever would be the last name. I'm just not going to totally dox him, but Ichabod Snodgrass remains some of the funniest naming schemes to me, and it's now up there with Isambard Kingdom. I don't know. Does Ichabod Snodgrass beat Isambard Kingdom? That's an ESB
Ichabod
battle. I think I want to be a part of.
Anything with Snodgrass in it. It's a great name. It's a very English 1920s public school name. Snodgrass.
What about Noseworthy is my other favorite one.
That's another one.
I love that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can just imagine those names that they all had in,
how to get
in
punched
Family
on the
Guy.
school ground in 30 seconds or less. What's your middle name? Oh, please don't ask me that. No, don't ask what my middle name is. It's Archibald.
Schoolboys.
Bam!
Oh, yeah. Earlier bottom to the third. Or those names that they always have in there.
So what are the other ways? Hello.
Snodgrass.
Chester Witherington.
The third.
The third.
I've got a specimen jar in front of me.
I forgot about the specimen jars.
Yeah.
So there's a story. There's a story behind this whole thing, and that's Ian was asking what we'll drink tonight, and I found, and this was in there, and I thought, well, why don't we just do all the interesting bitters and the English style things? So we've got the ESB, the Nine Locks ESB. Hey, what was your mark for the Sea Level Brown, by the way?
9 out of 10. Fabulous beer. I really like it. Really like it a lot.
So we learned that I have the Nine Locks ESB coming in at 5.6%, but Ian did not have this one. So he stopped by and we split it. Here's my half that we managed to pour into this, and then I poured him some in, yes, a specimen jar.
Specimen jar. I like that.
So here is the description. This classic English pub ale has a burnished copper color with an aroma of toast, honey, and pear. A broad malt body featuring kilned coffee and toffee. East Kent Golding and Fuggles hops give this English-style ale a subtle spiciness, which complements its strong malt backbone, pairs perfectly with crispy appetizers, and, of course, fish and chips. If this turns out to be excellent, we're going to have to find some archaic, dusty version of it to compare with our other ESBs, because...
Absolutely.
I don't know how else to do.
Now, first thing to note, of course, is when I popped the lid on this said specimen jar, which is actually, of course, a Bernardine... what do they call these things? You can reuse these. A mason jar. Thank you very much.
It's not quite the full-sized one. I gave you the medium-sized jam jar. Yeah. I think is what you got there.
It looks like, and if this was indeed a specimen, then I've been drinking rather a lot of red meat recently, because it's got that kind of really dark yellow. Straight, I don't know.
Also, if it's a blood sample, you should lay off the beer.
Yeah, a blood sample. If that's the amount of blood I've given them, I'm going to be feeling a bit faint.
That would be funny.
there's no
You
head
go
on
into
this.
the doctor's office and you say, "What do you need? Piss, blood, or beer? I can donate all three."
Can do. Yeah. There's no head on this, but of course,
No,
as we can confirm, there was plenty of head on that earlier on when we were
yes.
when I was trying to carafe this into that Grolsch bottle.
We can't
uh,
possibly judge
we
it
had
on
about
that.
no, there was about 2 fingers of beer, and the rest was all froth, and which is why we had to give up on that idea and put it into a wide mouth receptacle, which is what this is.
Wide
Now
mouth fog. It smells
the
really
smell
good.
of it, it smells boozy. That's the
Oh, you
thing. That's
think?
the word. Immediate. Yes. What's the strength on this? 5,
5.6.
five,
5.6 it
six.
says down there on Mr.
Right.
Can.
It's not massively strong,
No,
but it's
not
plenty
hugely
strong.
above. But
No,
it's
5, 6.
there's a bit more
Yeah.
going on, but I think it does have two types of hops in there. What did it say? Fuggle and Golding? Were there
Yeah. Good
there's two
Kentish hops.
interesting stuff going on in there. It's very
Yeah.
orange. It comes across like
Yeah.
Iron Brew or Orangina. Speaking
Yeah.
of across the pond.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh,
I've just tried a bit.
hang on.
Cheers. What's...
I don't have the correct background. I've been so
Oh,
off.
okay. I'm going to say immediately. It did suffer from the
The
transfer
I
into
think so.
this
Probably.
white. Yeah,
It got a little
it's lost.
oxygenated. It's fine.
It did. No, no, oxygenate. It's lost its pizzazz. There we go, babe. Okay.
Huh.
Lots of flavour.
Hmm.
Like, oh, orange. You said there about an orange.
What's wow?
It's got an orange zestiness, like a tangerine or something going
Yeah.
on.
But
Um,
the bitter, it doesn't have what we look for in a bitter.
It's fruity. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Can you have
it's more of a
Can you have a hazy
summery
ESB?
Oh, if it's going to be hazy, Ross, then surely
Oh, poop.
this isn't it.
Mine's hazy.
Oh, yours is. Mine isn't.
I got
But
the
there
very
again,
top and the very bottom, and you got the middle. I
right.
think is how
I got
that
the
one
middle of
worked
it.
out.
So mine's clearer than yours. Yours is opaque.
And
This is
and again,
it's not.
there's
not
one can of this available still in
Uh-huh.
in the province, and it's in Sydney.
I'm finding this quite. It's crystal clear. It's a cutting actually ESB, but I think it lost some in the transferring.
Yeah.
The head just is gone, so therefore the carbonation as a result
Yeah.
of it being poured. How long ago was that? Probably 5 or 6 hours ago.
Yes, so we might have to put an
Even though
asterisk by this one.
Yes, yes, I did seal it properly, but much of it had already dissipated, so it's a bit of a shame.
I'd try it
plenty.
again. I'd drink it again. This is it shows
yeah.
promise. But I wish that I was tasting something that would give me a flavor of a bitter.
Can you do me a favor? Show me the can again.
There are 3 letters
Right.
on it. Those letters
Okay,
are
there
E
are,
and
but-
S and B.
There are, however, it's the color of the emboss that interests me. The fact that I'm immediately tasting an oranginess to it. Is that purely coincidental? The fact that the can has the orange.
Well,
yes or no?
The kind of the styling of an ESB is often into a between brown and yellow. They move it towards the dark.
they?
It's not a black can, but somewhere in the middle is because I feel like maroon or some sort of burgundy flavor is the propellers. Thematic for
Okay,
ESB. So
yeah.
there's a theme for the theme color for an ESB, and this is honestly a little light for it.
It is. It's definitely, I would say, a fruitier experience than I was expecting from an ESB.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a kind of when it did mention a spiciness to it. You got a spicy. What did you get? Clove? No, can you nail it down?
No.
Rebecca's trying to nail something down. She got a spiciness to it.
Aroma of toast, honey, and
toast,
Pear.
honey, and pear. Is pear? Is that the orangeness that I'm getting?
A
I got a bit
broad
of
malt
citrus.
body featuring kilned coffee and toffee.
Oh, coffee? No, I'm
Oh,
getting no coffee from that whatsoever. Coffee,
toffee, no.
coffee,
East Kent
sweetness.
Golding and Fuggles hops. Give it a subtle
Well,
spiciness.
that's what I'm expecting to get. If it's subtle, I've said this before. If it's subtle, it's so subtle that I'm not getting
Yeah.
it. I think I've used that before. It really is extra subtle. That's not to say I'm not enjoying this. It's just to me, it's lacking something from an ESB. It's it's Rebecca says not cold enough. Thank you. It's thank you. It's it's more like to me. Can I call it a summary ESB?
I think that might be
Barley sugar.
I'm reading a few reviews over here in beeradvocate.com, and here's an interesting one: a clean, slightly citric burst of bitterness.
Thank you. That's very
Citric
that's nailing
burst.
it. A citric burst.
I don't
Yes,
know.
it does. It's pear. I'm not getting at all.
No.
An orange liqueur, but like it's had maybe something
Mm.
added to it,
Mm-hmm.
like a Cointreau.
Mm-hmm.
They threw a couple of shots of Cointreau in a vat and said,
And that.
hmm,
Oh, I was going all the way back to the brown boozy ales, where I was envisioning the two guys. Oh, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas as the two Canadians. But what if they were brewers and they had the Great Canuck Brewery or something? And every time they brought something out, they always say, "Oh, here we go. How's it going, eh? We got this big here lager here, eh? And we just threw a whole bunch of booze into it. So we got like a couple of 40s of some rum, and we just poured that air in the mash there, so it came out kind of boozy there. It's no, that's okay. Just get it down here."
why is that? I mean, as ludicrous as that sounds, I'm pretty sure that a lot of craft masters, craft brewers, craft masters. That's I'm pretty sure that's a make of tools from Sears. A lot of the
Mastercraft.
craft brewers, mastercraft. Yeah, all
Mastercraft is
right.
tools from Sears. Craft masters are all the old ladies quilting at until
Oh, okay.
24 hours on a Sunday to sell a quilt for 12 for well, not $12 anymore. It's
That's right.
more like $160 now for a quilt. Holy cow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, I meant the master brewers. I'm pretty sure that they do the same thing. They're like, okay, we've got this. This is the beer we've got. Uh, I think we ought to try something a little bit interesting next time. So we'll just do exactly that. We'll just throw in some rum or something and see what turns out. And quite often it's really, really good. And other times it's like, about that.
Mm.
And then they decided to say, we'll dial that back maybe to one bottle and we'll try that next time. Or they do what Alexander Keith's do and throw a couple of doner kebabs in there and see if they can sell that as something other than a complete accident in the brewing process.
We have well, I've had a couple of accidents before from the breweries
Yeah,
where they're sort of like, it didn't quite work out the way I wanted to do, so let's just describe it as something else. And that happens every now and then, and that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. And I'm looking forward to pumpkin spice season, where
am I?
hopefully no big accidents happen. Nova Scotia pumpkin ales. Let's see if I can get anything here. No. Basically, yeah, the propeller, maybe the Breton, and yeah, it's Breton, uh, Garrison. There was something recently on like Reddit or something like that. Schoolhouse do it, but only every couple of years, and I don't know who else. Because honestly, this was not the summer for growing copious amounts of pumpkins, probably.
Have you seen them? They're looking pretty sad as you're driving along the
Mm,
roads now. And
mm.
usually those fields are full of big, ripe, fat pumpkins. You know those times when in Windsor, famously, when they
Yeah,
rode their pumpkins
I'm a little.
across the lake there, they're going to be very small
Yeah,
pumpkins this year to be rowing across that lake if
I'm a
they're going to do
little worried that pumpkins are going to
that.
be
Aye.
difficult to get and probably cost about $50 each or something.
You'll still get them, Ross. No, they
I,
won't be difficult to get. They'll just be pretty sad looking things.
well,
If
I'm okay with
my views are anything to
sad.
go
I'm
by,
less okay with
are you?
expensive. Give me
Oh, they're going to
sad.
be expensive too.
Uh,
Everything's going to be expensive this
That's to
year.
that.
It's not the farmers' fault,
I'm
bless them.
I'm going to Walmart. Walmart's where the deals are at. I don't care that they're an American company, but whatever. I'll change my
Yeah.
accent over to American. I'll take off the hosers, man. You come on down to Canuckistan Brewery where we've got yeah, this one here is made of fish. Not sure how, but it just is. And you get over to y'all getting on in here to Walmart, and we got some pumpkins for some of y'all northern Yankee whatever nonsense red and white. How come you ain't got no blue in your flag? I have no idea
Have
what
you
I'm
ever
talking
thought
about
of
right now.
going on stage? Because
Hey,
I think you might.
long
You
story
done it. You
short,
might be.
you should. Oh no, you're at work this weekend. Do you work this
Uh,
Saturday at 7 o'clock? Are you?
I'm going away this weekend.
See, you're never around for any of my improv shows. You should come to one.
I think I've told you about what I'm doing this weekend.
It,
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you
it's
again.
improv night at Center Stage Theater in Kentville, Nova
Ah,
Scotia,
okay.
and it's that is it is my therapy. I love it. It's such a good time.
You forward treading. I didn't tell you what. I didn't tell you what I'm scoring this before I go back and have the other two before this one again.
Yeah, I don't know how to score it because we had to split it up and it was a few hours ago and it
Uh,
but I
yeah.
feel like I get the gist of it,
Mm,
but it seems really light on the bitter part. That's my issue.
yeah. Yeah.
So I have
I'm not. I'm not in love with it.
no.
I like it. I like it because it's beer. But it definitely is more of a summary take on an ESB. It to me, I think it's lacking. Like you said, it's lacking in the spices to me. It's
Mhm.
kind of fruity, and it's it's okay. It's like someone did throw in an orange liqueur into a beer. It's lacking a bit for me.
There wasn't
I'm
even
going
a
to reserve judgment.
yeah.
I think I'll reserve judgment until I had another one that wasn't popped 6 hours ago. So surely, I'm sure they're going to do it again, and if they don't, or even sell it
I hope
from
so.
straight from the ES from the Nine Lock. Listen, straight away, Nine Locks.
Makes
They
some
know
of
what
our
they're
favorite
doing.
beers. They make some excellent stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This
Therefore,
one
they get a pass. They get a pass here because I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they do some of my favorite beers and yours too. So therefore, I'm basically going to let this one go and say I want to get another can of it, or even rock up at Nine Locks itself and pour it on draft,
okay.
and then make a decision on it.
I'm saying a 7.8 with a mild asterisk of not quite doing the can justice.
I would say a 6 right now because to me it's not even an ESB. It doesn't taste. It's not doing anything for me that an ESB would. Even though I quite enjoyed it because it's beer.
It is drinkable. It's quite tasty.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
it's perfectly
it's really
perfectly
away
tasty.
from the style that they present. I feel, and all of
Yeah.
the descriptions did not happen.
No, you could argue that why would they do what everyone else does? If there is a flavor of certain flavor of a beer that or that you will come to recognize in the beer, what they might say, why do we have to go and do what everyone else does? This is our take on it. In which case, you could argue that they've done something quite different and kept it. Well, they're saying that it's still within the ESB style, but I don't think it is. I think it's lacking in the
it's kind of
spiciness.
built its own
in
style.
ESB.
Nine Locks are like that. They're
Yeah,
sort of we're gonna make our own style. Here
yeah,
we go.
yeah.
And craft it.
And nine times out of 10, they're really, really good.
Yep.
This isn't one of them, but like I say, we probably didn't. It's not the best way to serve it, so I'm going to reserve judgment.
All right,
Yeah, Boxing Rocks English Pale Ale. I'm looking forward to actually having another finger of this. 'Cause
Yeah, I kind of shouldn't have.
I really love it. English pub beer. Great. There we go. Nut brown. Nut brown. Ditto what I said earlier on. It's slightly stronger, um, slightly nuttier, slightly more chocolatey, as you would expect for something that's a 1% and a bit more stronger. It's basically the English pub ale dialed up a percent, fuller bodied, quite delicious, but a little stronger than I would expect to get from a brown ale.
Yep.
And just back to the orangey beer. Quite lovely, very refreshing, weirdly. A malty, orangey, summery beer, but not my favorite.
Not the best we've ever had.
And on that, I'm out of here. I'm going. Good night.
Tasty exploration of sort of English style beers for certain. I want to thank Ian definitely for being here, Rebecca for throwing in her 2 cents, and Boxing Rock, Nine Locks, and Sea Level Brewery for putting forth the beers that we had tonight. We are here every week, 8 to 9 p.m. Wednesdays at youtube.com/@drinknsdry, and you can find all of our excerpts and whatnot there. If you want to find the clips and whatnot, we're occasionally over on the TikToks, the Instagrams, the YouTube shorts, and I think that's about it. The podcast is in all of the podcasty places, but if you want to go right to the source, it is drinkns.unsupervised.beer. So we'll see you next week when I don't think we're quite going to get into the pumpkin ales just yet. It's still just September. Calm down. We really should be drinking a bunch of schoolhouse stuff. So hopefully talk to you next week, and good night, everybody.